Monday night tops. Monday night tops. Monday night tops. Monday night tops.
Welcome to Monday Night Tops with your host, Trumaine Bradley. I am Trumaine Bradley. Just so you know, Monday Night Tops happens to be a discussion between me and some of my funniest friends talking about the movies, shows, and music that you are already discussing at your home. The only difference is you're going to be with us and we're going to do it together. First, I want to go ahead and introduce my co-host, my man, partner in crime, my man, Chad Alexander.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
My man. So how you doing today, Chad?
I'm doing great, bud. How about you, dude?
I'm just trying to grow and be something like you one day. That's all, brother. That's all. I feel like with you on the show, I can say words like FICO score. Thank you for being here, Chad. All right, that's enough of Chad. Let's go ahead and bring up my guest coming all the way from the great city of Austin, Texas. My man, I love him. You're going to love him too. Give it up for my man, Dave J. Hi, he's Dave.
Hey, what's up? Man?
You doing good, brother? I'm just trying to grow up and have a beer like you one day. That's all, baby. You all right?
I'm just excited to know that we can talk about FICO scores on here because that's primarily what I want to talk about.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get a better one so I can get a hairline like yours, sir. All right, this is the thing. We over here already talking crazy. I'm sorry for starting a little bit late. My mom said that she was trying to rush home. We said 8 o'clock CST, but that was really 8:30 CPT. So that's we on time. That's what I'm getting at, baby. We on time. All right. So give y'all a little rundown of what we're going to be doing. The topic today is name an R-rated movie or show that you loved as a kid. I want to go ahead and start with you, Jay. With you, Dave. Go ahead and let me know what was your criteria when you picked these films.
Yeah, I kind of just went with the gut, I kind of felt like something like what were the first things that stood out to me that I remembered, right? Like I wanted something that was like, I definitely shouldn't have been watching. I almost said like, man, if my mom caught me, that would have been an issue. But I kind of feel like I was playing GTA and stuff when I was a kid. And I think she just didn't know. She was like, okay. So that's not really a good criteria.
It was the 90s. So back then your parents could walk in on you and all that would happen is just you get like a crowd reaction from the 90s, Yeah. What about you, Chad? With these picks, what would you use for your criteria?
Probably whatever I could get away with when I was a kid. I watched a lot of horror movies, which had everything you weren't supposed to see.
Right. It had breasts and a lot of racism. A lot of racism back then. They were literally cutting through the racism with a knife. And like now you can actually like feel the tension. Back then they actually like cut through racism. And normally it was the black person first. But thank you, Chad. It's enough with you. All right. We're talking to the people of color now. So thank you all for actually being here tonight. First of all, Dave, your very, very, very first first pick, you chose Goodfellas. Can you tell us why?
I mean, I actually just rewatched it a couple of weeks ago with my wife, so I think this is probably why it's top of mind for me. But like the whole movie is, I don't even know what the story is about. I just know that like, you know what I mean? Like you're just spending time with these guys, and when I rewatched it, I was like, man, the ending kind of sucks, but you spent like 2.5 hours just hanging out with these guys. And they're like the coolest dudes. Like it's all ego. It comes from that place that's like, man, I kind of want to be like these guys a little bit.
You just want to like be able to kill, smoke cigarettes, and have an awesome soundtrack behind you. That was just how Martin Scorsese had you living. Like that's you thought you were Italian back then. That's why Chad smiled. Yeah. He's like, I can kind of pretend I am. Fuck you, Chad. That's what I'm saying. That's what this is.
Yeah, I don't know why there's all this animosity, man. I'm your co-host. I'm your guest. You got to come after me at every turn. Like I get it, but.
Look, all we had in that goddamn movie was Samuel L. Jackson. He didn't make it to the end. If they did a Goodfellas 2, he wouldn't have been in that motherfucker. That was messed up. No, man. But all right, cool. Well, we're just gonna go ahead and go into our first scene. We're gonna go to Carter. Let's go ahead and run that clip.
Good evening. I'm Carter Anderson, and this is a reenactment of Goodfellas with Joe Pesci and Ray Liotta.
And then I was like,
Why don't you go fuck your mother?
Stupid. Hey.
I was over here again, and it's like, hey, what are you doing over here? And I'm like, I'm fucking resting, and didn't I tell you to go fuck your mother? You're a really funny guy. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm a funny guy? What's that mean? No, Tommy, you're a funny guy. It's just you're funny. The way you tell the story. No, I don't get it. What do you mean I'm funny? How am I funny? Just the way you tell the story, Tommy. It's funny. Like funny how? Like I don't understand. Like funny. How am I funny? Am I a clown? Am I here to amuse you? Is that what you're saying? No, Tommy. I'm just saying. Like I just you know you're funny. You're funny. You know. No, actually I don't know. You see, I don't know. You said it. You said it, you know. So I don't understand what you're saying. I'm trying to get into your mind over here. Okay?
Tommy, easy.
No. He can talk for himself. He can talk for himself. Okay, he's a big boy. He can handle it. Okay, tell me how I'm funny. How the fuck am I funny? Get the fuck out of here, Tommy.
It was a joke the whole time.
You really are a funny guy.
Oh, that's it, Edwin. That's it, motherfucker.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was all we can afford. Dave.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell us, what the fuck did we just see there?
Well, I think what we saw is a reminder that Goodfellas is a comedy. Like, first and foremost, it is a comedy. There's nothing funnier than Joe Pesci on planet Earth. The guy is just, everything he says, he doesn't even know it. It's funny. So I think Carter did a great job. I think it was a great choice, kind of injecting a little more, diversity into that film. Like we alluded to, it's not really great for Black and brown people in that film. So I liked it. We're recasting roles. We got Carter in. Jenny Slate is out. I love it. You know what I mean? We're moving into the future.
You hit us with some IMDb facts, and just so you know, every day is Juneteenth. Yes, we did. Thank you so much, Carter. I would have known about it if it wasn't for the president. We're just kidding. Bing, bow, boo. So go ahead, Chad. What do you think about this movie?
Well, the reenactment I loved because that is a fantastic ransom video for someone that has kidnapped themselves.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and the adult film I really loved as a kid was the Blade movies. But to this day, I still look at Pomeranians with just a touch of suspicion because I know one of those vamp mouths is in this.
Oh, look, that is so true. That's so true. That's why I'm scared of small dogs to this day. Thank you, Rachel. Dave.
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and tell us how you feel about Blade?
All I really know about Blade is that my mom watched it over and over again. And I thought like maybe she was into like fantasy vampire stuff, but I'm realizing in this moment that it was because of Wesley Snipes.
Hey, you goddamn right. Every day is Juneteenth. That's right, brother. Thank you. Every
day.
Hey, our beards ain't the only thing that's black around here. That's what we're saying. All right. What we're gonna do is go ahead into our next clip. I want you to go ahead and run the clip from Melody, please. Yeah, see, I'm running everything too. I'm really just talking to myself.
Right. Point to the map and tell me where the weather's going to happen, Trumaine.
No, even the brick is black. Oh, go ahead. That's Melanie.
Melanie here. To explain a scene from Blade. I was just thinking, with everything going on in the world right now, we really do need more white people to explain black movies. So I'm really glad they asked me to be on the show today. So in this scene, we see Blade, the black vampire, narrowly escape getting hit by a train, only to find out that there's fucking white people chasing after him from the other direction. So in order to avoid the white people, he has to grab onto the back of the train as it goes by and gets whiplashed around. And the only thing that happens to him is he dislocates his shoulder. And that's just a testament to how strong black vampires are. Because if the Lost Boys try to do that shit, they just end up losing one of their pretty leather jacket arms. And honestly, they probably go bitch about it to that random office leader vampire who's such a fucking knob. Now, I know what you're thinking. Am I poor? The answer is yes, but the real reason I eat soup out of Tupperware is because I can't find bowls that are deep enough for my soup. So if anybody knows of places that have like good quality bowls, if you could just send me a link or something and I will go buy some.
Look, shit. Only thing I can say is, Black people, if you want to do some reenactments, please hit me up at Trumaine Bradley. That's with a capital B, Bradley. Bradley for bitch. This is crazy. All right, look.
Also, I just want to know if the dog ever got food.
You know what? Dogs do better in America. All right, look. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna go into. Dave, what the hell did we just watch?
I'm allergic to dogs. and I think this is why. I don't know. I don't really know what she said. I'm not positive that she said anything, but I do know that I have people who won't even let their dogs on the couch. I don't know how close you got to get to your dog. What foster dog? What foster home you got that dog from? That you guys are that close? Melanie, just reach out to me.
I mean, it is Austin. They have dog parks and dog cafes. I've never seen a black cafe. I don't probably want to. All right, cool. So what we're gonna do is go into our next clip. But before we do that, I want you to go ahead, Dave, and let us know, why did you choose Face Off for your next pick?
Yeah, I remember just having the VHS around the house when I was a kid, along with a lot of other classics. But it was one of the few actually VHSs. So one of the few movies I got to watch without commercials, which is pretty good. Nicolas Cage is just on another planet.
Yeah,
I mean, what else
that planet's
do you need?
called Awesome. That's what it's called. Go ahead.
He's on another. We don't deserve him.
We don't. It goes Martin Luther King, Nicolas Cage, and yeah, they ain't. That's really it. It's really.
That's probably it. Yeah,
probably it. And then Jesus is up there somewhere. But yes.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're gonna do is go into our second clip, and our second clip is coming from my boy Andrew. So let's go ahead and run that clip, please.
Hi, my name is Andrew, and this is from the movie Face Off, which I've never seen, and I guess what's his name, Jack Nicholson, is being he's like dressed up Jack Nicholson. What guy that was very famous in the 90s, and he's in a priest outfit, and there's like a whole choir. There's a whole goddamn choir. And they're not even singing, by the way. They're faking it. Like, they're not getting paid enough to be extras. I thought Face Off was a good movie, and I saw this, and, like, it's not that great. Anyway, he's in this, priest, but he's being very pervy. Like, not, like, obviously pervy. Not, like, subtle pervy, like the real one. And he's just, like, making, okay, where am I? Okay, there he is. He's making, like, passes at this girl. He's making, I know, a girl. Like, but this woman, and, like literally grabbing her ass and saying that religion's bullshit, and he's just being an asshole. I guess this is the beginning of the movie, because there's credits, so... does not make me want to see the movie, to be fair. So there you go.
All right. I need you all at Monday Night Topsland to go really close to your phone, your television, or your computer screen, because I have a PSA for you. What you're not about to do, you're not about to put any kind of disrespect on Saint Nicolas Cage, right? We would not have a Godfather Part 3 if it wasn't for Nicholas Ford Coppola. I call him Ford Coppola. I don't know what his middle name is. Don't matter. He goddamn Coppola, all right? Put some respect with a K on his name. Dave, tell us how you feel about what just happened.
I gotta say, rewatching the clip that was just described, you know, people like to think there's a moment or a time period like before he was crazy and then he became crazy. But I think we're learning he was always this way. Like when you see the scene, like his face is wild. You know what I mean? And like it's totally a 90s movie too, because like he's rubbing up on this girl in a church. And like he said, like during the opening credits, and he's a maniac. Like, and I think that that's a good thing. And I want everyone to remember that how crazy he is rubbing on this girl in a church during choir practice. This is the same guy that led two of those, what are they called? The National Monument movies, the National Treasure movies.
National Treasure, which were National Treasures. We need to go ahead and add that. Yes. They were National Treasures. They're on Disney Plus. Make sure you please go watch National Treasure 1 and 2.
That's the same guy.
Same fucking guy, Nicolas goddamn Cage. But go ahead, National Treasure, action.
Yeah, I mean, National Treasure, I read the books before I watched the movies. It's the same. Listen, I don't want to brag, but I read books. It's not a big deal.
Right.
They got Dan Brown wrote those books. You remember I can't remember what it was. He made some Jesus book. And Nicolas Cage, brought them to life twice. Was that
yeah,
wait,
twice.
No, wait, hold on. I'm backwards. I'm completely backwards. It wasn't Nicolas Cage who did the Dan Brown books. It was
Are you thinking Da Vinci Code?
I'm thinking of Da Vinci Code. Yeah, who's that?
You see, that's why I told you.
Tom Hanks.
That's why I told you. I felt like I could say words like 401k with y'all doing this shit. I had no idea. I wasn't fact checking. I was like, this sounds about right.
I remember that movie. I saw that movie 7 times. This fictional movie that doesn't exist.
And see, I didn't even watch. I started watching Da Vinci Code, and when that motherfucker started whipping himself, I was like, oh, see, this is a different kind of white. Like I haven't graduated to this. Disney didn't prepare me for this. I'm used to Pixar, Tom Hanks, not this. Not this though. But go ahead, Dave.
You understand the range here of Nicolas Cage that I thought he was Tom Hanks. Do you understand? I thought Nicolas Cage was Tom Hanks.
I think that's how they ended up making Face Off. They just like sat in a room with a bunch of different actors, and Nicolas Cage just goes, "Do you ever want to be me? I want to be you. I've been you at least 10 times today."
Yeah.
What scares me is you have the Nicolas Cage eyes. Your eyes, your face says I have a good job, but your eyes says see me after work. I got the best cocaine. That's what's happening with this conversation right now, brother.
Yeah, the eyes say I am John Travolta as well. That's what the eyes say.
That's probably how he got the role. He was like, look, I've already played you, John Travolta. I played you on my way here. All I did was recite lines from Grease the entire time.
Yeah.
You remember the coffee guy from Mad TV? The guy who would walk around with a pot of coffee and he's like spaced it. He's like all like bugged out. That's Nicolas Cage. Eyes wide open, like hair just barely there.
You know that there's people who are like just turning 21 this year who are looking at you like Mad what? Like don't even know that Mad was a magazine, let alone that it graduated to a television show.
We can talk about Mad TV a lot, all right? I remember when Comedy Central switched from we're a Mad TV institution to an SNL institution. It was New Year's Day. They played SNL all day, and I was like, I'm out of here. I want Bobby Lee.
You're like a walking in Wikipedia. I'm about to say encyclopedia and really date myself. Kids are like, wait, encyclopedia? What's that? I know Wiki. But yes, that is crazy, bro. And what's funnier about it is these same kids will go talking about Key and Peele, but have no idea that they started on Mad TV.
Yeah.
And funny enough, the guy that played the coffee guy actually played Nick Cage in the sketches too.
Huh.
Dude.
See?
I'm just now remembering that.
Y'all could both be full of shit right now. And I'll be like, that sounds about right. That sounds, my man Wikipedia knows.
Come to find out, it was actually Nicolas Cage in the sketches between movies. He was just that hard up for lunch money. He had to do it, man.
He went meta. Like Nicolas Cage was playing Nicolas Cage in a sketch about Nicolas Cage. Who, what, when, where, how?
What if I was me just with all the coffee?
What if I replace my face with my own face? Isn't that an Oscar-winning role? So
what
dumb.
if I could go gadget into John Travolta's skin, but also back into my own?
You know what? I would pay to watch that, but there isn't a single Nicolas Cage movie that I wouldn't pay to watch. Which brings me to my next point. Go ahead and put our donation page up, please. I am going to need you to give us all your monies. And that's with 2 E's, all right? Your monies. And I'm going to need you to do it by either Venmo at BL, and today that stands for Black. BL Comedy. That's Big Laugh Comedy, Big Laughs Comedy, but today is Black as Hell because I'm Black as Hell. Or the Cash App, $ Big Laugh Comedy. All big ass letters. Those letters are in size 27 New Times Roman, but that's the kind of pay we need. All right. We need donations because we poor, we broke. All right. Bring us back. We're going to need to do it.
Hi, Carissa Grace here. As a child, the adult TV show that I loved that was not at all appropriate for children was Magnum P.I., starring the super hunky 80s star Tom Selleck, which is, now that I think of it, probably the reason why as an adult, I really have a thing for a guy with an 80s porn stash. And I also seem to have quite an affinity for a high-end Hawaiian shirt.
I'm not going to lie, Carissa. I love a nice 80s porn stash on a man myself, all right? And just so you all know, I'm pulling all of these pics straight from you, all of y'all who are watching now, or the people who still on CPT time, and don't even know what's happening. They're going to watch it in the next time zone. We're doing this for you, all right? That came straight from the audience pick, and that's how I do all of my picks. Dave, how do you feel about Magnum P.I.?
I've never seen it.
All right.
I've never seen a single episode, but so for starters, but I am a fan of Tom Selleck.
Yep.
And I can't even name anything he's ever been in. I'm just a fan of his whole aesthetic. You know, I'm with her. I like the mustache. I think I feel like jealous because, you know, I got no mustache. I got the beard, no mustache.
But see, when you have a beard like that, you don't need a stash, brother. You see what I'm saying? Because either they can ride the top of the handlebars or they can ride the pegs. That's how I always call it, bro. That's how we do it.
Here's the issue. Here's the issue with this beard. People either think that, you know, you have a different kind of trouble depending on if there's a mustache or not.
Right.
Like, no mustache, they're like, oh, I get, you know, where's the turban kind of thing. With the mustache, it's so long I can't catch up. I look extremely creepy. So there's really no winning for me here, which is why I adore Tom Selleck. I think that he's an inspiration to me. I live vicariously through him, although I think he's dead.
I don't think he's dead. I think he's still doing commercials on Nick at Night. This is what I want to point out, brother, because it's our first episode. You were the first person to make a Middle Eastern joke, not me, nor Chad, okay? So when people get canceled, remember, it was not the kind people of Monday Night Tops, nor was it the kind people of Big Laughs Comedy, BL Black Comedy.
Yeah.
No, but that was kind of, hey, that was you. That was a hashtag waiting to happen, brother. What about you, Chad? Did you ever watch Magnum P.I.?
I never did. I always saw it in passing, but I could always recognize the power of Tom Selleck's mustache because he had it was like the space of a forehead between his nose and his lip. And it was just it was like you took the bangs off of a woman from the 80s and just stuck it on his face. It was so aggressive.
He was the only person in the 80s to walk around with an afro pick for his mustache.
Yeah, like you talk about like having like a push broom. That dude's face was just like one of those Walmart Zambonis they used to buff the floor.
Every time is like he just whistle while we work as he's combing. Go ahead.
Like, quite appropriate for the 80s. Like you could store a brick of Coke in his mustache. Like you could just smuggle that across the border in his face.
And with that Hawaiian shirt, I'm pretty sure he had a brick of cocaine between his nose and that mustache.
100%.
I mean, that was on USA. So I'm pretty sure because I watched USA in the 90s and now I go back and watch it and I realize, damn, everybody's on cocaine. USA.
Yeah, that was
Network.
the Hawaiian shirt was just open for business. That was the sign to let people know, like, hey, by the way, I'm selling.
You're either selling or you're undercover as Miami Vice. Either way, we know you have cocaine. That's what we're getting at.
It's coming back full circle.
Oh yeah,
that whole look. I think it's coming back. And shout out to USA. Shout out to USA.
We're a sport coat with rolled up sleeves away from being right back.
Oh yeah, that's because people really believe that cocaine stops coronavirus. So they're like, hey, we're gonna do it, or we're gonna die trying, literally.
That's what the president said.
No, I want to go into this next clip. Again, we've taken all these picks straight from you, the audience, and this next clip comes from Jess. Go ahead and run us that clip, please.
Hi, my name is Jess Reddy, and I'm going to be reenacting the Tom Selleck hit, Magnum P.I. So, Magnum P.I. and the pilot of the helicopter are in the air. Magnum P.I. is like, well, blah, 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 my case, I'm disgruntled P.I. guy, rah, 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 mustache. And the pilot's like, oh no, something's going on with the helicopter. So Magnum P.I. goes, yeah, but you checked this out, right? And he's like, well, I fixed the oil or whatever, but yeah. And he goes, but we wouldn't be in the air if it was, like, unsafe, right? And he's like, well, I don't know, like, sometimes you just gotta test in the air. And Magnum P.I. was like, what? And then that's the scene. So that brings me to reverse mortgages, which is the other thing that Tom Selleck is known for. And it's basically a scam bar. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's a bunch of crap. And I just think we prey on the elderly when it comes to, like, nursing homes and insurance and social security checks. Like, we should be doing a lot better for your elders, because, like, I'm Indian. And in India, you take care of your parents and your grandparents. And a lot of times, you live in the same house. If you don't live in the same house, you live in the same area. And you are there for them. You don't put them in a home. And you certainly don't let Tom Selleck hustle them out of their mortgage.
I take it back. Fuck Tom Selleck. I take it back.
You know what's so funny about watching that? Like, me and Chad were really learning some shit. We're like, okay. And Dave on the bottom, like, you goddamn right. We take care of our family. we the elderly, they live with us. Like, we got a family downstairs. I don't even know how they related to us, but we taking care of them. Dave, your whole beard was like, fuck Tom Selleck and that fucking 80s mustache.
Listen,
Dave, you was getting bad. That's why I was watching the whole time. Dave was like,
listen, I wanted to learn something coming on this show, like I said, and I did. If he's still alive, it sounds like he's out there scamming old people. I don't know what a reverse mortgage is, but a normal mortgage is already expensive enough. So I don't know how it could get any better.
Dude, half of that was reenactment of what would happen in Magnum PI, and the rest of it was just like a commercial for Tom Selleck Savings and Loans. It's just like, call 1-800 Tom Selleck Savings and Loans. That's 1-800 Tom Selleck Savings and Loan. That number again, 1-800 Tom Selleck Savings and Loan.
It's your mortgage and you need it now. No, but see, this is the thing.
If you had a brick of cocaine and you need cash now,
call Tom Selleck. 80s porn mustache. 80s porn mustache. On Nick and Night. I mean, fuck Tom Selleck. That's basically what we're getting at. First of all, fuck Tom Selleck. Number two, I hope my grandmother didn't see that clip and see Jay's reaction. Should have been like, why couldn't I have a grandson like Dave? So Dave, can you tell us, besides you wanting to go to church and it wasn't even Sunday, what happened in that clip?
I don't know. So like if you watch the actual clip, I think because it's from the 70s or 80s, right? Like it was a million years ago. Like the scenes, like they build like weird tension. It's just not enough explosions right away. It's just him talking to the helicopter pilot, who was black, by the way. The helicopter pilot was black.
I was gonna point that out, and the cat was black too. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but I don't think she had another character. So I was like, I'll take it. Any kind of representation is representation these days. So go ahead, action, Dave.
Yeah, I think the scene, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. You can hear his internal monologue. I don't really know. I appreciate that she educated us on what Tom Selleck's true nature is. And I haven't seen Magnum PI, and I've seen all I need to see.
I just love how you was like, you goddamn right. Nana would have saw this and she would have loved this fucking clip. She would have hated the rest of the show, but that clip right there, that goes all the way back home. And thank you for that. So we're at what we like to call our halftime. This is the point where we're gonna take a random commercial break. When we get back, we're gonna get into the random film degrees of separation. Go ahead and run those commercials.
All right, this next segment, something I've been doing, I've been going back and watching movies since I've had a lot of downtime, and I feel like it's fun to try to sum up some of my favorite movies from when I was a kid and do it as quickly as possible. I got 1:30 left. I haven't actually watched Braveheart again. I'm trying to do this from memory, so if I get it wrong, guess what? It's definitely my fault. Let's fucking go. Okay, so Braveheart is about Mel Gibson, and he has long hair, and they're just like, hey, we don't like the British, they're not coming, the British are already here, they're here, we don't want them here, we wear skirts, they tell us that we are stupid for wearing skirts, but we want to keep wearing skirts, I want to marry this lady, but turns out to make people stay in power, they're like, hey, you get to have sex with a girl, and then they do that, and then the Scottish are like, you don't do that, I don't like it, that's my last, I don't know if they say that, they might say that, I'm not sure, but either way, Braveheart is just like, oh, no, I don't like it, I'm going to get secret married, so you can't have sex with my wife, but the guy's like, and he finds out, and then he does have sex, and then Braveheart gets really mad, and he's like, I'm gonna put blue in my face, and you're gonna be sorry. And then they are, and then he fights a lot, and there's a lot of skirts, and then there's a lot of horses that die, and then the king is just like, oh, I'm pretty grumpy about this, but I got like this young wife, and she's like, I don't know, he seems kind of nice, and then the king's like, no, he's not, we got to kill all the Scottish, and they do that for a while. There's a lot of scenes where they're just like, hey, we got the skirts, and the guys are like, we got broadswords, and we got knights and horses, and they're like, but we still got skirts, and then they fight a bunch, and then eventually William Wallace, he sleeps with the king's wife, I think, and then she's like, I'm gonna try to fix it, but then he gets captured because he got a betrayer, and the guy later regrets it, the betrayal, and then William Wallace he's captured, and then he's like being tortured, and there's like, you just need to say my bad, and he's like, I'm never going to say my bad, and he yells freedom, and everyone's like, that's the word for America, but also this is the original America, and then they won their freedom.
So do you think not having a child is a privilege?
No!
This is the thing, all right? I champion for women, and goddamn it, I love you, Holmes. So if any ladies want to advertise anything, your store, your Instagram page, your GoFundMe, send me a commercial. I'll definitely put it up. I don't care what it is, because we all about women here. Whatever y'all doing, I'm pro women. It's all about that. And also that was Luke Severai, the guy with the bald head, like how his shirt says, hey, I have a black friend, but his forehead's like, not really. Love Luke Severai. Check out his brand new show, Wait What? I love it. Love him. Gonna need a recount, Luke, because you didn't win. Suck my dick. Luke Severai. All right, so what we're gonna do is get into a little game that a lot of you already showed up for. We've been doing it for almost a decade. It's a big thing called Film Degrees of Separation. Go ahead and put up the rules for me, please. All right, so the rules is you have 10 minutes to answer as many times as possible. Even if you see the same answer, you can go ahead and use it, because who knows? We don't know if it's right. You don't either. Just go ahead and drop it. Try to get some points. There's only connections by the roles. You can only use actors and directors. No television show connections. So no, like he was in Magnum PI. No, it doesn't count. All right. Like for example, if I'm saying connect Bradley Cooper and Eddie Murphy, you would say Bradley Cooper was in A Star Is Born with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was in The Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy. Super easy, super clean. 1 point for every correct answer. 5 points if you're first. Not if you're just first saying something, if you're first with the right answer. And 3 extra points if you make the connections in less than the films that were asked. Go ahead and go to the next one. So tonight's question might look familiar. Connect Danny Glover and Craig Robinson in 3 films or less. And I will be starting the clock now. You have 10 minutes. And we're good to go. All right, go ahead. Get us back into the 3. So, Dave, for the last pick, your last pick, excuse me, and then it's the real last pick, the audience, because every day is Juneteenth, and I'm a part of the audience, so that's what we're doing. Your last pick was Demolition Man.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me and the audience why.
Wesley Snipes, Sylvester Stallone, and Sly's all chin in this movie.
You know what? God damn it, you're right. You can't go wrong with a big chin, Sylvester Stallone, and a black ass with Wesley Snipes, because he was Black Lives Matter before there was a hashtag. Anytime he showed up on screen, you were like, you know what? This is what we call equality. This is the America I voted for. USA. USA. All right. So, Chad, what do you think of the movie?
Demolition movie, fantastic. You got everyone, Stallone, Snipes,
Right.
Sandra Bullock, Rob Schneider somehow.
Schneider.
That where you just forget about his character somewhere halfway through the movie, like he just disappears and never shows up again.
Because he's Rob Schneider. It's like, we got the comedic relief. And they already had 2 because it was Rob Schneider and who was it? Dennis Leary. So it was like
Dennis
you didn't
Leary.
need, it was the 90s. You only really needed 1. And Dennis Leary was eating rats, and he was a part of the what's it called? The tunnel people. So you didn't need any more laughs from a healthy hairline Rob Schneider. And his daughter's a great singer, by the way. She did a version of My Neck, My Back. It was on The Wrong Missies, a great movie. It's on Netflix. I know you have Netflix because, Dave, I'm on your grandmother's Netflix. Thank you so much for not changing the password. Netflix, getting us through the quarantine. I finished Netflix last night. Like, I literally finished Netflix. There ain't shit else on Netflix to watch. Got through Bollywood too. There's a lot of good stuff on there. Please diversify the movies you watch, people. So for the last clip, we're gonna go to Avery. Run it, please. Gotta turn it up.
Hey, it's me, Avery Moore. Cheers. Just watched this clip of Demolition Man, and I gotta say, love Wesley Snipes, Blade Trinity 1, 2, 3, perfect movies. Also love Sandra Bullock, but baby girl, you gotta stop playing a cop. This scene is really funny because this is the scene where Simon Phoenix is released from like cryogenics, and he's at that police kiosk, and he's like, dee-doo-doo-dee-doo, shit. And then they give him a ticket, dee-doo-doo-dee-doo, fuck. They give him a ticket, and Rob Schneider is in charge for some reason. This is such a bleak glimpse into the future and into our present. Like, we have to protect each other when we're on the streets and not post pictures of each other without our masks because this technology exists now. And we looked at this movie and thought that it was like LOL funny. And it is, because it's not very well acted. But it's the reality now. They're preemptively finding and charging people for crimes that they didn't commit, finding men and women on their way home from protests when they haven't done a single fucking thing, and taking them to jail. And you want to make jokes right now, and you just can't.
You know what, Avery? She goddamn right. Dave, go ahead and tell us how you feel about that truth bomb that Avery just dropped on our bitch asses.
I think we need to back up a little bit because you just revealed to me that Rob Schneider's daughter is Elle King.
Yo, I figured the same shit out too. Hey, Monday Night Tops people, we're gonna get back to the movie, but I'm telling you, right? And she did My Neck, My Back, and low key. look, what's her name? Keisha, whatever her name is. She deserves some coins because she did a very good version of that goddamn song. It was a very good version. She did.
I was a fan of The Wrong Missy, and after that scene, I went and added that song on Spotify.
I did the same thing too, brother. I had to make sure, singers sometimes are also essential workers when they're not named Beyonce. So we have to make sure
that's right, that
they get their coins too, because they was waiting on the same stimulus check that we was waiting for. You know what I mean? We couldn't get no more stimulus, and they couldn't get no more stimulus either. So they waiting on our goddamn either our spins or for one of us to go on Cameo. They like, please, I will say happy birthday to dead grandmother. So how did you feel about that truth bomb though, Dave?
I think, there are so many movies, books, pieces of media that we all look back on and go, oh, damn, that they predicted the future. Mm-hmm. But there are so many of them. It can't be that hard to predict the future. How hard could it be? Demolition Man, 1984. Like,
I'll just say, what's one that you love that you're like, you know what? I thought this was going to be the future, but nah, they got this shit wrong.
I was a big fan. I didn't watch the movie that they came out with on HBO, but Fahrenheit 451. If I get this book wrong, I get the last book wrong, I'll never read again.
No, that's definitely the book. I ain't read it, but I know Michael B. Jordan was in it, and I was like, oh, I know him. I support Black. So yeah.
It was also written by Nicolas Cage playing Dan Brown.
I think that's true. That's true.
Really?
No.
Shut up. I hate everybody right now. I'm like, that's how much of a fan of Nicolas Cage I am. I'm like, you know what? You goddamn right.
You're right too.
He wrote that shit.
He could steal someone's identity and just write a whole series of books as them. He could do that.
He could. Yeah. He could. In fact, they should change the name of Oscars to Nicholas's. Nicholas's. And just have his face doing Chad's version of Nicolas Cage. Do the face again, Chad. That's what the goddamn Oscar looked like. You just pour gold on Chad's face. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's the music. Every time they bring someone, it's like, and the Oscar and the Nicholas goes to, and the music just goes, People
gotta run up to the stage, like, hey, give me another hug. Give me another hug, please.
And the statue, not even a statue, not even like a tiny Nicolas Cage. You just get like this side with his eye. That's it. It's just this eye. That's all you get that's the award. It's just Nicolas Cage's one eye. That's it.
You don't get face off. You just get face. That's it.
That's it.
That's all you get. But okay, what did you think, Chad? How'd you feel about Demolition Man?
Oh, Demolition Man, I love it. I have like this thing for what we should believe are terrible movies, but somehow Demolition Man makes it into my rotation at least like once every couple of years. I just got to throw it on.
I think we should really be upset that they said at the end of the world, the only thing that would survive would be rats
Taco Bell.
And Taco Bell.
Yeah.
But then now living in 2020, I'm like, you know what? I would have welcomed that. Like, if that's all we had to look forward to, I would have taken that. I would have taken Super Mario Brothers, and I don't care what anybody tells me. It's a goddamn classic. Rest in peace to Bob Haskins. I would have taken any of these futures. Yeah, rest in peace. It had nothing to do with what the fuck we talking about.
I thought you were talking about the video game, but
we're talking about the goddamn movie because
the movie.
The sad thing is, you didn't even know that was a movie. Probably surprise, bitch. There's a movie.
That's with Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper in it. Yeah.
Yes. And John Leguizamo was Luigi in that movie. He was definitely Luigi.
No, put some respect on that man's name, making him sound like an Olive Garden dessert. Like, say it right. Yeah. What are you doing?
Shit. John doing good in his life. Don't worry about me. This Monday Night Talks with Trumaine Bradley. All right. Look, I got the man on my goddamn wall. Well,
walking all over that man's name.
I did. I said it real fast. He was like, hold up, wait, pause. You hit me with a well, actually. Haven't you learned that you've been canceled for less? Not during June. Not during June.
Like John, big props to John Leguizamo or whatever you said. You know?
get some. Dave said he read. I read too. I turn a movie on and put on some subtitles. Fuck everybody in this room.
Made his name sound like a soggy drum roll, man.
People like, I want to liquid. Yeah, with the bread. Just give me the bread.
Lego mom, Lego mamo with a side of breadsticks.
That's where you ask you put the menu up to the waiter. You be like, yeah, I want this right here. Can you say that for me?
The number 17, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that one with the picture on it. Yeah, go ahead and put some extra liquid. Put some extra liquids. The liquids. Put that on it.
You got to take it back to you got to say it. If you're gonna trounce on it, say it like you're in Goodfellas, like Lego Mama Mo. You gotta grunt it up a little bit.
See, Chad, between you and Dave, y'all gonna get canceled. Not me though. See, I'm over here non-problematic.
Listen, I got a problem.
I
got a problem with John Leguizamo being in Super Mario Brothers. There's 12,000 Italian American actors in Goodfellas who were only in Goodfellas. You told me none of them were available to play.
In the Goodfellas, they all died, and then they got brought back to be in Casino. This is the thing, and I was thinking about this because I was watching what was it? Carlito's Way the other day. I think in the 90s, if you were just on set, you just got to be in a movie. They didn't give a fuck who you were. They was like, hey, we need someone to play a Puerto Rican. Well, fuck. Is that Al Pacino? We can't have him play a Puerto Rican. Yes, we can. You've seen Scarface. Just go grab him. And yeah, who's that? Is that Viggo Mortensen? Yeah. Just tell him, bring his ass too. Just tell him we're gonna put him in some makeup. We're gonna put them in the movie. John Pastry Dish, the one with the pasta. he on sex. He was in Tu Wong Fu. Go grab him. We're gonna put him as Billy Blanco. We got us a goddamn movie. And that's how movies were made.
That's the real face-off. John Leguizamo, Al Pacino. Al Pacino should have been in the Super Mario Brothers movie. And John Leguizamo should have been in Scarface.
No, the problem with Al Pacino was he only likes the role if he gets to sit in makeup for over 5 hours to get him dark enough for the role. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Because if one day I make it, and then Al Pacino will be like, so I thought, so I don't even know how to do the Pacino.
It's very close. It's very close to Nick Cage.
It's Nick Cage playing everybody. It's what you got to do.
It's like 3 cigars away from Nicolas Cage. That's how you get Al Pacino's voice. I feel like, and that's a whole nother conversation. Anyways,
just gargle with sand. You're there.
I appreciate it, man. Well, we doing fantastic. So we're gonna get into my last pick, which is again coming from the audience, y'all, because y'all are me. It's Juneteenth all damn month, all damn year. Chad, no, I'm kidding. I'm joking. He believes in Black Lives Matter too. It's okay because he'll just text me at 3 a.m. Hey, I just want you to know that you matter. I'm like, you don't go take your ass to sleep. All right. So for my last pick, I'm going back to the audience. And I want you to go ahead and talk to us, Dan.
Hey, what's up? This is Dan, and the movie that I watched a lot that was an adult movie as a kid is RoboCop. And the reason why it's so good is I don't need a reason. It's RoboCop. I mean, come on.
Okay. Well, thank you, Dan, for your lengthy explanation. Next time, pace yourself, buddy. Am I right? Dave, how'd you feel about RoboCop?
I'm ashamed to admit that I've never seen the film RoboCop.
It's okay because we don't believe in cops right now. So it's 2020. You don't ever need to see that movie.
During the 90s, that's the reason why. That's the reason why. That's the reason why.
You're right. With that beard, we can't anything with the name cop. It should automatically bring anxiety.
I'll defund anything that has the word cop in it, police in it. I just can't get close to it. I did have a RoboCop like G.I. Joe kind of action figure. You know, when you're a kid and like you get toys that are like, you like this, right? And you're like, yeah, this is the first time. I don't even remember your name. And they give you a toy.
Any of the pictures, you got to get rid of them before you get famous. Because if you do, I'm cutting everything from this entire interview and I'm just using the part of you. Well, I had a toy when I was a kid. And I'd be like, see, I told you he was he was one of the bad ones. Look at the beard. We should have known before. And I got a beard talking. Look at the beard. We should have known before. What about you, Chad? How did you feel about RoboCop?
Oh, I love RoboCop. The thing I love about RoboCop the most is that it was like one of the most violent films of all time.
Oh my God,
that they turned into a children's cartoon and had a toy line for it.
which was a good cartoon. It was a damn good cartoon. I'll buy that for $1. That's only for any of the real fans out there that know I'm not fucking around when I say I like RoboCop. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so we didn't like cops, but it was more like a punchline. Now we for sure don't like cops. You know what I mean? But then it was like, it's Robo before cops, so we can watch that. It's okay. And his gun is black, so it's cool. All right, so what we're gonna do is go into the very, very, very last clip. Again, it's from you all, the audience, and we're gonna go to my homegirl, Allison. Go ahead and run Allison's clip, please.
Hi, I'm Allison Vojtovich, and I'm gonna explain 9 seconds of a RoboCop scene to you guys. So, RoboCop, whose name is Alex Murphy, which also happens to be my boyfriend's name. Cop blocker much. He is holding a guy in the scene, and the guy says "fuck you" and spits blood on RoboCop's little face mask shield, which honestly just sounds like he's spreading coronavirus. Don't do that. Face mask shields are not meant to block that shit. Sorry if I have a lisp. I have my retainer in. So, anyway, back to the scene. It's only 9 seconds. Don't fuck this up. So, RoboCop, Alex Murphy, my boyfriend, is holding a guy. The guy spits blood in his face and says, "fuck you," which I say to my boyfriend every single night. And then you know what happens after that. He does. RoboCop's like, "nah, man, fuck you," but in the bad way. He doesn't say it, though. He just says it by throwing the guy through a thing and shattering it. And then the guy is like, "immediate regret." And then the RoboCop, Alex Murphy, my boyfriend, starts walking towards him. And then that's where my 9 seconds ends. So I hope that was sufficient to explain it. I should really show this scene to my boyfriend because, wow, 9 seconds, my God. A girl can dream, you know?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that happened. All right. So ladies and gentlemen of the Monday Night Tops audience, that's what we call a sex joke.
I feel like in her fantasies, as her boyfriend as RoboCop, just going like, "dead or alive, you're coming to bed with me."
She's like, "I will come before the bed and after the bed." This is the thing, you all. I want you to understand, on this show, on Monday Night Tops, we are pro women's rights. So, Allison, go. Go, Allison, go. Dave, tell us what the fuck happened in that last clip.
I think, it looked like she was just getting some stuff off her chest.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I got a good kind of approximation, everything I need to know about RoboCop, having never seen it. And it kind of changes my mind. I kind of feel like maybe RoboCop isn't such a bad guy. Like, it's a tough job, you deal with people all day. Not all RoboCops are bad, is what I'm trying to say. Trumaine,
not all RoboCops.
Thoughts?
You know what? All RoboCops matter. You're absolutely goddamn right, Dave. That's a hashtag. Right. I'm gonna get that on a t-shirt. Let's be honest. RoboCop got shot at least 9 times, so he was the original 50 Cent. So RoboCop, I want you to know, we do not treat you like the rest of the police. All right, you can drop an album anytime you want, and we would co-sign it.
It's just produced by Speak and Spell.
By we, I mean Trumaine Bradley, because the rest of the black folks is like, you don't speak for us, motherfucker. All right, cool. So that was it. And actually, our time is up on the game. The game is done. Your 10 minutes are done. The game is closed. So if you're answering at this point, you're doing it for fun. But we're going to go into a little segment that I like to call Dubs and Trumaine. So Dubs and Trays, all right? I'm going to ask the guest and my co-host a question. If one person gets the answer right, you get dubs. That means you get double the points. If both of my guests answer the question right, you get Trumaine's. That means you get triple the points. And you have 30 seconds each to answer this. First, I'm going to go with Dave. Dave, connect for me Danny Glover and Craig Robinson in 3 films or less. 30 seconds. Go.
Okay. So Danny Glover, Mel Gibson, obvious, right? Mel Gibson is in that Will Ferrell movie, Daddy's Home.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Will Ferrell's got to be in a film at some point with Craig Robinson. And Oh God, Mel Gibson.
Look at that beard working overtime. I see it, and it's glistening. It's glistening in that children's light, brother. You almost there. We got 20 seconds. People are depending on you. They trying to get that $50 gift card.
Maybe it's all right. So 3 movies, right? We got
3 movies or not, or less. 18 seconds.
Daddy's Home, and then Will Ferrell is in. Will Ferrell is in Step Brothers.
Yep.
With John C. Reilly, and John C. Reilly is in Walk Hard, and I think Craig Robinson is in Walk.
God damn it, Craig Robinson was. There was only 2 black people in it. It was Craig Robinson and Tim Meadows. He's like, don't come in here, Dewey. You don't want any parts of this.
You don't want no part of this.
This is marijuana. It'll make everything better. He's like, that movie is a goddamn classic. And Dave, you and your beard were able to beat the goddamn degrees. You beat the degrees, brother. So anybody who answered the question so far gets double the points. Chad, we're gonna need you to bring us home. This first goddamn episode. You got 30 seconds, Chad. You come on now. You 401k face, baby. You got me right. 30 seconds. The people are looking at you. Connect Danny Glover and Craig Robinson in 3 films or less. 30 seconds. Go. I gotta do it as a beatbox.
Was it
okay?
I think I got it.
5 seconds. What we doing?
Danny Glover in Death at a Funeral with Chris Rock.
Okay.
Chris Rock in Dolomite. Do I have to have the whole title?
Part of me wants the whole title because there's 2 different Dolomites, brother.
Dolomite is my name.
Dolomite
with Craig Robinson.
You know what? You know what just happened there, y'all? We're gonna need to thank you, Chad. I want you to understand today you were a real ally. Because not only did you get the question right, you used 2 of the blackest movies that have come up on this entire show.
Yeah.
Chad, me, my beard, and Dave's beard.
Yeah.
And probably somewhere down Dave's line because of the Moors. That's another conversation. Thank you.
Oh, I'll pull up 23andMe.
23andMe just means I'm getting my cousins arrested. I'm never doing 23andMe like ever. The only 23 I care about is Michael Jordan. In fact, when is the next shoes come out? This hat isn't just for goddamn show. I'm using my next stimulus check to stimulate my goddamn feet. But what just happened today is Chad got the answer right and Dave got the goddamn answer right. So everybody that answered the question just got Trumaine. You got triple the points. So if you was answering the entire time, that's all y'all. Look at Dave over here. The only time Dave did his hair like that is during this and when Jess was talking about taking care of his grandparents. Dave was like, you goddamn right we do. Me and this beard, we take care of ours. That's right.
No joke.
That's right, goddamn it. And Chad got the 330 beard he working on. When his beard come in, he gonna take care of his too. I get it. Yeah, it's all good, baby. No, stop it. Don't do that no more. But no, hey, thank you all. I really appreciate both of you all being on this show. Dave, do you have anything to plug for us?
I mean, the whole world shut down, so just follow me on Instagram at Dave Janjua, Dave Janjua, and hopefully at some point we'll be able to perform comedy again in real life. But until then, just follow me, Dave Janjua on Instagram.
And then go ahead and follow Dave Janjua's beard on Instagram. It's the @ symbol in the front. It definitely has more followers than him because they followed Jesus's beard before they followed any. Anyways, all right, that's Chad, true. Dave, thank you so much for being here tonight. You were a pleasure. It's great working with you back when the world wasn't on punishment and we did comedy shows. You were funny as fuck then. You're funny as fuck tonight. You had great tops. I really appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having me, man.
My life. Thank you. Chad, my man, we started comedy together. I'm gonna need you to bring us home, Chad. What do you have to plug and where can people find you?
A whole lot of nothing, but you can follow me at Third Coast Chat on Instagram. No content really there except for me building stuff, but it's fantastic. I promise as soon as comedy gets back, I'll start putting some stuff up there. But Chad Alexander on Facebook, not the hockey player. That seems to come up a lot. but it's a guy on Facebook that looks a lot like me. So find me.
Well, Chad, first I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say bye to you, Chad, first, because you're my co-host. And we need to let people of color be here last. So Chad, we done, brother. No, I'm just kidding. I love you. We can see you next Monday. Dave, again, thank you so very much.
Thank you
for being out here. You were amazing. Chad, you were amazing. I want to go ahead and shout out Allison and Carter. They and Luke. They have shows on Big Laughs network as well. And all the people that contributed, please send me your stuff. And now, I'm gonna need you to come in tight for me, baby, because we gonna go there for at least 10 minutes. All right. I got some notes because I want to make sure I hit everything that needs to be hit. Because I ain't been on stage in months, and there's a lot of things on my mind. It's time for the true Blackout Report. And I'm not gonna tell you why. Don't be problematic. It's called the Blackout Report. So all the movies we talked about today, we remember as great. But were they really? As a kid, sneaking into and or watching these movies was a glimpse into adult life. But it was only there to show us one thing: that adults are fucking ignorant and we are on our own. If this is what adults do when we're not watching them, then we've already learned everything we're going to learn from them. So I'm saying today we repeal and replace grown-ups. A few previous administrations put a horrible series of adults in power. And I'm going to take them down one by one, starting with you, Hollywood. See, a lot of y'all out there got a jump start on me, you know, with the hashtag and all the movement. I'm seeing y'all ladies, but goddamn it, I'm going to catch up and we're going to bring the whole Monday Night Tops train right coming with y'all. And that leaves us with Trumaine Bradley, my picks. My first pick is going to be Revenge of the Nerds. Revenge of the Nerds was a great movie. It was an 80s movie that taught us being different is perfectly okay. In that movie, the main character puts on a Darth Vader mask. Then he pretends to be someone else while having sex with a young lady. He did it just to do that. And all that movie showed me was during a sexual assault, Hollywood is not afraid to have a white man in blackface. Being different is okay, but not rape. Protect all women. It hasn't been mentioned tonight, but American Pie also makes my list. I loved American Pie. I loved it as a kid until I grew up and I realized the film is awful. Jim, the main character, allowed his friends to talk him into recording a girl while she got naked. Jim is the first person in history to live stream revenge porn to his hometown and still get a girlfriend from his hometown. She knew, and she still thought he was sweet enough for a happy ending. And that is how you know there wasn't a single woman in that goddamn writing room. Not to mention, Jim never asked that pie for consent either. Fuck American Pie, but get the okay first. My last pick for Monday Night Tops is Dazed and Confused, which takes place in the great city of Austin, Texas. Dazed and Confused is yet another wonderful film that I didn't quite understand until I got older. It was all about seniors trying to score with younger kids over a night filled with alcohol, drugs, and struggle. In fact, looking back on that movie, they should have called it Flight Logs, starring Jeffrey Epstein. Hey, Trump, party at the Moon Tower. Awful. Lastly, Dazed and Confused isn't just a title. It's early symptoms of roofie. Dazed, confused. Like, why am I in the passenger seat while the driver's seat is so far back? This is my goddamn car. Shame on you, Hollywood. Shame on you. All in all, these movies taught us that being an adult is terrible, but the only difference is women figured it out, whereas men did not. When you're older, there's no adult there that's there to guide you. There's just Hollywood there to lead our young minds into their pretty little trucks. So no more will you say boys will be boys. Instead, stop giving boys predators as their goddamn heroes. Do better for children. And that's all I got to say about that. Thank you all for joining the conversation that you at home started on the timeline. Keep on answering those questions. Keep on giving me suggestions, because again, this show is completely powered by you, the audience, that answer my questions day in and day out, and I love y'all for it. Tune in to Monday Night Tops next week at 8 p.m. Follow Big Laughs Comedy for all upcoming shows. I've been Trumaine Bradley. Don't be problematic. Y'all use condoms. Good night.